All right, let's talk about listing. So how am I doing this? Could you do it, right? So the way I've got it set up is I have these well, I actually have a spreadsheet here. Let me show you the spreadsheet, which will I don't know if I want to show you the spreadsheet because it'll give away the rest of the listings, so no. So anyways, I have a spreadsheet where I decide which ones I'm listing. So I've already minted the 111 of the Genesis unicorns. They're all minted, they're all published, well, not, I guess, published to the blockchain, right? They're in my wallet, right? So if I look at my wallet, I can see they're all here, they're not listed. So all these are in my wallet, and I have a file that every night I'm listing 4 or 5 of them. Tonight I'm listing 5, I think. So I'm listing these ones, right? So what I'm doing is I have a Discord, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter. So it is a lot of work to go through all this, but it's worth doing it because it's what builds momentum, right? So this is kind of how I'm doing it. So I take the listing I'm just about to do, I copy that, and then I paste that inside of my Discord channel. I don't press enter yet because it's not listed yet. Then I go to my wallet and I find this particular one, right, number 61, and I find it, and then I list it for whatever price I'm supposed to be listing it at, which in this case it's a rare number, the 5th in the collection, so it's going to be listed at 1 Sol. So I just click the list, and then it asks for an approval, right? So I just approve it. And by the way, in case you didn't know, it costs 0.00711 Sol to list an NFT, right? So you do have to have some funds, even though it's a small amount, right? That's basically, it's not even a dollar, right? So it's like 70 cents or so. Then it lists it like this, and then I can go back to my Discord channel and I can just press enter, saying okay, now it's actually listed, and it loads it up in the Discord, right? So then I go to the next one and I do the same thing. So I just take this text here that I've already got prepared. Oops, I don't need the I don't need the hashtags. So I go back here, I paste that in here, and then I go back here and I find number 57 which is right up here. There it is. I list this one as well. This one here was for 0.2. I list it, and I don't know if we're going to get the error, but sometimes you get an error. I'm just going to prove it. Sometimes you get an error, a big red message saying couldn't do it, please try again, or it doesn't say to try again, it says that maybe your transaction failed. So then you just have to re-click the list again. So this, we might actually see that right now. I'm going to show you kind of, so you see what it looks like. And then I'm going to go to the next and the next, right? I'm going to do them all like this, and then once I'm done them all, then I do the sharing on my social media that I did these. So there you go, see it failed right here. So just click on this again, and then you just approve it again. So the thing you have to remember is that if the transaction did actually go through, it doesn't matter because it will fail to go through again, because your NFT will no longer be in your wallet. But if the transaction did not go through, then so it's safe, even though it says we can't be sure, please check the blockchain, whatever. It doesn't really matter, because like I said, if it didn't go through, you do it again, you're not going to be charged twice. And if it did go through, then it'll fail this time because the NFT is not in your wallet anymore. So that's the thing that's cool about blockchain. See, it failed the second time, I'm going to do it again, hopefully the third time it'll work. But the point is that it doesn't matter, you can redo them as many times as needed, because each time they actually don't happen, and that's just how the blockchain works. Sure, it'd be nice if somehow was able to recover on its own and whatever, but yeah, don't worry about that. So if that happens to you, just keep doing that. So I'm going to pause the recording right now to finish off the listing, then I'll come back with the next step. All right, so then after I've listed them all, and I've indicated on my Discord that they're all listed for tonight's listing, you can actually see, like if I look at my listed NFTs, right, you can see them all listed now. So they all have a D list, right, because they're mine. So they're listed, the ones I was listing tonight. Then what happens is I go to Facebook and I actually post the same thing more or less. So what I do is I go back to that text file. I start at the beginning. I take all this here, because on Facebook I can just take the whole text, and I go over here and I click on the photo, and it's inside my Unicorniacs page. I go into my generated images, the actual full resolution ones, and actually I should have pasted the text, shouldn't I? Oh, which one am I doing here? Let's just make sure which the first one I'm doing is number 93. So 93, I didn't have to, I could have actually pasted the text first. So 93, I paste that like this, number 93. So I'm just listing it, I just post it, right? So I do that for each of them on Facebook. So now there's 5, right? So I'm doing that for 5 of them on Facebook. So I'll do it again, another to get the text again for the second one, and I'm actually going to paste the text, or click the other button instead, do a photo video right here. Well, that's weird. It didn't ask me to, what am I doing here? Create post. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't usually ask me to, they must have changed something. Anyways, so I got to know which one I'm doing, which number 61. I must be doing something different, because I didn't used to have to enter the image first. Maybe create post does that. But no. Okay, so then this is it here, and I get the image and I post second one, right? And then we do the next one and the next one. So I'm actually going to pause and get back to you when I get on Instagram. So now, after I've listed them all on my Facebook page, then I go to Instagram. So I go to post Instagram, but the first thing I do here, as you can see, there's text on top of the images, right? So I do really simply, I go here and then I go find the images I want, which is the first one, right, is number 93. So I actually edit it instead. I go edit, and I'm just using paint on Windows, right? Then I go to my text, and this is this one here. So I'm actually going to put that right on the image. I'm going to go back to here, paste that right here, and resize that to be, oops, right there. Oh, that doesn't go, I don't put all this text, sorry, but I do say listed for. Let's resize this a little bit better, and then let's move it a bit more to the middle. Okay, and then I make it opaque, and I can make the background a different color than this. Let's make it maybe, oh, oops, sorry, make it like this. Okay, so then I just save as, and I paste it into another folder that I called listed inside of my, it's the same file name, but it's got the text on it, right? So I do that. I could have done that, every day ahead of time, but in this case I didn't. So I'm going to do it for each of them right here, which is going to be number 61 now. So number 61, edit. So I do that with all of them. So obviously I don't have to go through all this with you. I can kind of pause again, but I kind of do this for all these, and like I said, I'll be back. So let's pause that and come back. So there, so after I've actually edited each of these, and by the way, some people are like, well, why do you share these? I mean, people can just copy them, and you know what, yeah, they can copy them here, or they can copy it right in the blockchain. It's the thing is that there's no way to protect the actual image itself, just the proof of ownership, right? So there's no real danger to doing this any more than if somebody really wanted to do something, they could, right? But anyway, so I go back to my folder here that I said that was listed, right? And I'm going to do the first one, which is number 93. So it's actually going to be 93, and just click on next and click on next, and then take the text from 93 and just paste that whole text right into this Instagram post, right? So I just do that, I share it, I share that one, and then I share the next one, right? I do the same thing again. The next one is going to be 61, number 61. Now obviously one of the things with Instagram is that even though I'm putting the link inside the description here, right? I'm putting the link right there. I mean unless the person's on the computer, which is unlikely, they're not going to be able to get to that link because it's a crazy link, right? Nobody types that on their phone, right? But still, it's still I'm putting that in there. And so yeah, I'm doing that for each of them, and I'll be back after that's over. And so there you go. So now I have the 5 that I listed tonight that are here on my Instagram, and the next step is doing the Twitter one. So on Twitter, I basically go to Twitter, I tweet again, I enter a tweet, I first select the image, because Twitter will automatically link the link, it'll create the link, right? If I was to paste the full text without putting the image first, it would actually, you know, generate the image from the link, right? So I don't want that. I want the image of my own image from 93, and I'll show you in a second what I mean. So if I do the image here, and then I go to here and I put in this text, actually I don't take the first 2 lines because they're actually inside the image, and also because you got a limit of text on Twitter, right? So I paste that in here, and I even clean this up, and I don't even have enough for all the hash codes, hashtags I want. So what I do is that then afterwards I just take these out, and then I just paste it like this, and that tweet it like this, right? So that's the first. And then what I want to show you is if I paste the whole text without if I just do this and I don't take the image first, it'll actually generate a preview from the link, right? Which I don't want to have, right? So I'm just going to cancel this. I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to choose the image first, right? So the image is number 100, number 61. I take 61, and then I paste the text. That doesn't regenerate, right? So I can take these out of there. I could of course prepare that ahead of time and all that, and use scripts to generate it and things like that, but then I can take this first line out instead. So I have different hash codes on the different tag, on the different posts, right? So it kind of makes the the profile, the account, have different hash codes, right? Okay, so the next one is 57, and the text for 57 is right here. That's basically it. I mean, it's a lot of work, right? As you can see, there's a lot of work every single day, and that's why I'm doing it over a month, because some people are like, well, just create a minting site, or create a listing site so that people list it themselves, create a whitelist, all these different things. And I'm probably going to do that, but I kind of wanted to go through the whole process, figuring it out on my own too, so that I could get to a point where I was actually understanding the ups and downs of doing it all manually, and how long it takes, and all those things, right? So that's number 50, is it? Hopefully, is it 50? Yes, 50. And so yeah, so that's kind of why I'm doing that, or at least one of the main reasons I'm doing all this, is because I want to be able to say I know how long it takes to do all this. And because I'm planning on putting together a website that allows people to basically do almost all of this automatically, right? At least lots of the work that's involved here. But if you don't do something without knowing what it takes to do it manually, right? So that's kind of why. So there's the last one is number 36. Number 36, this one here. And so yeah, that's how, I mean, this is not the process of minting, it's not the process of creating, because when you're generating NFTs, right, you have to have a real NFT. It has to be on the blockchain, right? So if I let's tweet this, if I go back to the Solana here, right, if I look at any of these, they're actually listed, right? So they're listed, which means that they're available for purchase by somebody who wants to buy them, but you can also see them right on the blockchain. This is the Solscan, which one of the viewers of the blockchain so you can see right here that this is an NFT. There's only one creator, which is me, and this means 100% of the royalties, which is 10%, right? Because you can have more than one creator. You can give 30% of the, it's a percentage, so 10% is the royalty. So that means if it sells for 1 Sol, then there's 0.1 that goes to the creator, right? And if you have more than one creator, say I have 2 creators, I'm giving each of them half, so 10% of 1 Sol would be, you know, 0.1 Sol. Well, each of the creators would get 0.05 Sol, right, to equal 0.1 Sol, right? So that's what that is. And then you can see here the attributes, right? You can also see who owns it. So 5 days ago, so this was listed to, so it was sent from my wallet, this is me, to whatever. So see how I had it here, I minted it, and there was 1 that was minted, right? Then I transferred 1 to list it, and you can see that right here. And if you go to, I don't know if you can see, let's see, this is a signature, where are the transactions, token account, no, I want to see transactions right here. I see transactions right over here. This actually had a transaction right here that caused a transfer of 0.00015 Sol. Anyways, it's all very detailed, but anyways, I just kind of wanted to show you, this is kind of the process that I go through. I have my text file right here with the NFTs I'm listing that night, and I go to my Discord channel and I post that I'm listing these, right? And then I list them, right, on Solsea, and then I share that I listed them on Facebook, then on Instagram, then on Twitter, right? So that's kind of how I do my listing process, and I do that every night. And that's why it's taking 24 days to list all of my Unicorniacs NFTs. All right, hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any questions, and if you'd like me to do a video on something else, let me know.